Out here mushroom hunting. It's May 1st in Illinois. Kind of a cool day. It's been rainy, cold, but a lot of the foliage isn't even really up yet. But just found a couple. First mushrooms of 26. I just almost stepped on one there. Real small ones. But tell you what, I'll take them. Oh. Old morel right there. Little guys. These are really early mushrooms. There's one there I almost stepped on. In fact, I did step on it. Another one right in there. Yep, them are early guys. So our season has just started. A little bit bigger. These are really cold. Really cold, like they've been in a refrigerator. That's how cold it's been. I think it's been getting down to 40 or 30s at night. There's another one here underneath the mayaples. There's what an Illinois sponge looks like. Heck yeah, a little bit bigger. Wow, there's another one sticking up right there. I don't know if you can see that or not. There's a couple of them. Haven't probably been up since yesterday, maybe. There. Heck yes, I found a few. Kind of depressing. You walk through for a couple hours and don't find anything. Just kind of got to stop and look around. Now, them are small. Them are at the point of being invisible when they get that small. Found a few more here, a little bit bigger. You can actually see these. These are a little bit more blonde. So they're just getting started. Here's 3 or 4 of them in here. Another one over there. I can actually see these. There it is. Another one over there. There it is. Oh, there's a nice one there. Look at that. That guy, there's. These just have been up, just came up. Gotta watch this itchweed. Or nettles. Oh, heck. There's a few of them in here. Heck yeah, I'm excited. Oh, heck, there's a few of them. The elusive morel. Oh, man, I got hit by that nettle. Good old nettle. Yeah, here's a little patch in here. Take the dirt off of there. These have just came up. There's another guy right down below me. Seems like these earlier ones to me have better flavor than the later ones. The big yellow sponges. Yeah, a little mess there. In this patch. Here's some twins. Oh boy, them nettles. These are a little older. Probably been up for a day or so. Just sticking up there through the leaves. Better wait until these early ones here are darker. One there got broke off. Them up one time. Pretty sure that they're poisonous. Not sure the name of it, but kind of scary looking. Yep, here's the nicest one I found today, right there. Probably been up for a couple days. Right there. Getting a little old. Yep. Find about 20 or 30 of them, you got a mess. A few of them up today. There's your size comparison. Here we go. Like 4 or 5 right here in this bunch. These are really cold. Another guy there. Ah! That got me right there. Oh. See, you take your, there's another one right there hiding. Look how them hide. Yep, there's 4 of them. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I'm finding a few of them. I was hoping I didn't get skunked today, but looks like I'm gonna do all right. I drove quite a distance to get over here. You know, gas almost $5 a gallon, so it gets expensive. You want to make it worth your while. See if there's any of these other guys hiding down here. Oh, yep, another one. These things are really fragile. Just touch them, they fall apart. This property here is quite large. I don't know how many acres there is. Hundreds. But this was donated. But it's pretty nice that people do that so it can go on for generations. People can use it. Have right there. It's a nicer one there. Find all these in about a 30, 40 yard square patch here around these trees. A lot of different elms and hickory. I don't see anything dead, but you go outside this perimeter, you barely even find anything. But here's a couple more of them. Really blonde color. Another one there hiding out. Yeah, you really got to look for these. Look how small that one is. That doesn't matter. I'll take every one of them. These things are like $50, $60 a pound around me right now, but I only seen one guy selling them. They're just not finding them yet. These are really early mushrooms. really early. Yeah, these small morels test your eyes. Feel that right there. There's what I seen. I was like, that looks kind of odd, leaf. There's another one right behind it. See how they hide? They come pushing up through the leaves. Not a bad one there. There's another one sitting. Or where the woods that produce them. Check them every year. Sometimes they ended up drying up too. Got to find new spots all the time. Wait for someone to give up their patch. Yep, these are kind of easy to spot, sticking up. These here are what I call false morel. I'm not sure the name of these, but I never eat them. But usually when these are up, that's when I find the morels. So when I start seeing a lot of these, there's a good chance there's going to be morels around. But I hunted the whole other section of this woods over there. I never seen one of these. I got over on this side, and then I'm seeing a few of them, and I'm finding morels. But this side must get a little bit more sun. I know a lot of stuff's more overgrown right here, through here. But yeah, I'm not sure what them are called, but it's a good sign to see them. Bent over. There's a couple of them. There's several of them. Yep. Here we go. Come out there, do something good. Oh, we gotta watch that. Gooseberry. Here. I see another one. Yeah, there's another little guy in there. Okay, yeah, here's a double. A twins. Call it a twin. Yeah, nice little patch of them there. It's pretty cool here. You got 3 hickory trees grew right together. Big hickory trees. That is really blonde. Yep, them are easy to spot versus them little tiny ones. I always like filming this old oak tree. There are some really large trees in this forest. Been preserved for a long time. Haven't allowed logging, but this oak tree is massive. I'm not sure. It'd probably take 3 of me to wrap my arms around it. But guessing probably well over, I don't know, 250 years. This thing's seen a lot of stuff. But anyway, I used to set my dog up here on this every year. And she passed away last year. It's kind of sad. I'm out hunting by myself now. I've had 3 beagles, and all 3 of them died within the last, I don't know, 3 years. They all had cancer, anywhere from 10.5 to 11.5 years old. Pretty sad. But life goes on. Life goes on. Be strong. Here's the mushrooms I've gotten so far. I've been out around 2 hours. There's what I found. A lot of nice ones. There's an owl. A lot of people don't like putting them in plastic bags, but I do because it keeps them fresher. They don't dry out and crumble. Everybody's got their own preferences. That's just mine. Broke off. Something broke it off or fell over. It's a nice sponge there. I showed this on my video last year. I'm thinking this is a locust tree. Look at these thorns. Will you imagine falling into that tree? That is a nasty tree. Well, I'll show you what I ended up with. I hunted all through there, and there's that one, like maybe 100-foot square area. It's the only place I found them. So it's very strange finding morels. They can be in one spot and not in the next, or not anywhere. So a lot of small ones. So blessed to get that. I'm going to keep at it. Show you what I find this season. I've already bought 1 pound for $50 the other day, so I got mushrooms to eat. Now I got some more, so thanks for coming along. It's May 5th today. It's really cool and windy. Come back to give it another try here. The spot I got. Found probably about maybe 1.5 pounds first time here. But yeah, I'm gonna give it another shot. Just got some gas today, $4.99 a gallon here in Illinois, so pretty scary. If you gotta travel, look for these things. It's gonna cost you a little bit of money. But I bought a pound earlier for $50. That's what they're going for around here. So sometimes it's worth it, but it's fun just getting out looking for these. So hopefully I find a few today, so come along. Been out looking for about 20 minutes. I went through my first patch that I hit the other day, found all of them. Not a one. You'd think there'd be a couple, but that's how strange these morels are. But I walked up a little further and I found one right here. You can see that guy. Kind of cold, rainy. Not getting really a lot of heat. That's an alright one there. I'm going to keep at it. Maybe I'll come into a big patch. That's what you look for. You find a big patch, you're good to go. Found some nice flowers. Wish you could smell these. These are really fragrant. You can smell them a ways away. Not sure what these are called. Phlox, maybe? But boy, they're really fragrant. Oh, I found me another one. Just one. Right there. This right here is what they call a jack in the pulpit. It's just starting to come up, so that tells me soil's too cool yet. Here we go. Here's a couple of them. You can see these pretty good. Another one there. Yeah, a couple of them. And another one here. Heck, there's a couple of them in here. There's one there broke off. It's all right, I'll take that. Yeah, I might stumble in a little patch of them. Another one right there. Oh, there's a whole bunch of them. Ain't that cool? I wasn't back here the other day. Oh yeah, there's a little cluster of them there. That's the way you like to find them, in a patch. Instead of one every 100 yards or so. Oh, there's another one up there. We got a patch here. And another one over there. Oh my gosh. There's another one. Gotta get down the ground level here. You can see there's another one over there. See that? There's like 3 of them right there. Got a left part of him down in there. I don't like leaving anything behind. Where'd you go, you son of a gun? See, I already lost it. Be careful you don't step on them. Oh, there it is. Boy, I can. Right there. The elusive morel has been captured again. There's a nice little patch of them there. I swear I seen another one up here somewhere. Have to get down on ground level again so I can. Oh, here we go. Oh, there's a bunch of them here. That is pretty neat. Yeah, right there. They're about maybe, 3-4 inches tall. Right there by an elm tree, but it's not dead. American elm. Usually you find them under dead elm trees, but they could be anywhere. But yeah, there's a couple American elm right here, but they're not even dead. The top of that's dead. Tree's still alive. Right there. Right at the base of it. See, you can't even see that one. Hiding perfectly underneath that leaf. Tall guy there. Yeah, these are really cool to the touch. Well, that's pretty good. I'm finding a few of them. I didn't think I was today. Sometimes you can come back and not find anything the rest of the season. There's another one right there. I gotta get these picked while I can still find them. Yeah, a few of them there. I'll really go through this area and comb it. These are kind of yellow. 2 more of them. Nice little patch of them. Oop. Once my eyes get adjusted so I can spot these, it's a lot easier. Once you know what you're looking for. I'll show you something here. Look at this. Here's a walnut. Squirrel 8. You gotta take a hammer and bust these open. That's how hard these are. You can imagine how tough them squirrel's teeth are to cut through that walnut and get that meat out of there. That is just almost unbelievable they can do that. There's one right there. Oh, ow! Dang, oh, it got me. That gooseberry right there. Look at the thorns on that. There's always something in here that's gonna get you. Gooseberry or the nettles, itchweed I call it. Here's a couple more of them right here. Really nice patch in here. Real nice patch. You know, a lot of these are getting dried up. See that? A lot of them are dried up and falling over. There's another one. Heck yeah, these ain't real huge, but boy, I'll take them. $50 to $75 a pound. You better believe it. There's a couple more right in there. Oh, there we go. You gotta watch this son of a gun right here. Stinging nettle, itchweed. Everything's out to sting you. Get you. Yeah, I got a few of them out of that little patch. There's a couple here. See how you can't see them underneath the leaves? Right there. I lost it already. There it is. And I think I seen another one. Just the stem of one. There's one right there. See how that grew? Here's a larger one. Boy, you can really see these from a distance. Kind of looks like a little more yellow. That's the way you like to see them. That guy's been up for a while. These are the kind of trees I look for. American elm with the bark coming off of it. Tree there's been dead for a couple of years. A lot of times you'll find them underneath these. And a lot of times you won't. But it's a good sign. Oh, there's something you don't want to see. Someone threw out their plastic drink bottle. See a lot of that out here, a lot of cans, bottles. It's kind of sad. I just walked another half an hour, never found another one. This goes to show you, when you find the patches, stay with them. But here's what I ended up with. A nice little bag of them there. These are darker ones. You can see how dark orange them are. Still really early mushrooms there. Got me a little bit of wildflowers there, but these smell really, got a real strong fragrance to them. But yeah, so pretty successful hunt. Probably got maybe a half a pound there. This is May 5th, Northern Illinois, mushroom season. Gonna stay at it, probably come out maybe a couple more days. You know, gas being almost $5 a gallon, or just at $5 a gallon. Gets pretty expensive traveling around, but it's just fun getting out. You can't let money get in the way of everything, but if you can't afford it, you can't afford it. But yeah, I did pretty well 2 times out, maybe probably about 2 pounds. So gonna stay at it. So stay tuned. I'm out here day 3, morel mushroom hunting. I'm going to try this spot again. It's May 7th. Hopefully the big guys are up. Maybe not, but been very thankful the last 2 times out. I've been to 2 other properties, haven't found anything. Finding the real small early ones here on this property. This is public land, this is donated. I don't know how many acres are here. Hundreds, but found a couple small patches, so I'm gonna go take another look, so come along. Going through some of the patches I hit the other couple days, found a small one. Here's another one here. These are been up for a couple days. See, all dried up. They're probably up the day I was here. Just missed them. The big guys should be coming up. They're still really small. Hiding underneath the leaves there. Small darker ones. It's been really cold yesterday. I don't know if it got over 50 degrees here. We've had a really cold spring here in Illinois, northern Illinois. All right, I'm gonna keep searching. Here's one here sticking right out in the open. Not hard to see him. All by itself, no other ones around. These things are really hard to see. Camouflage with the leaves. You can see that. Once you get your eyes focused on these, it's a little bit easier. Actually see what you're looking for. Hiding down there, yeah. There's a couple nice small ones there. Here's a nice one. A little bit darker. Another one right there. Just finding one or two every maybe 50, 70 feet. Yeah, that's a nice mushroom there. Yep, that's not a bad one there. My morel cam. Where's that other one at? Right here. Yep, 2 mushrooms. I like to find about 40 or 50 of them in one spot. You can lose sight of these really easy. I just lost sight of it. I seen it and it just disappeared. There it is. So camouflaged. There's another nice one in there. These are a little bit bigger. Really cold to the touch. At least I'm finding a few of them. I was kind of worried, you know, maybe wasn't going to find anything. It's been so cold. But here's one. This is really hard to see. It's underneath a leaf. Nice fresh mushroom there. This little guy there missing the tip. Another one there. Yeah, there's son of a gun. Yeah, a little bit bigger one. There we go. That's a nice one there. It's not hard to spot them. Oh, here's another one right here. Another nice one. Right in there. Ah, yeah, nice morel there. Heck yeah, find a few today. There's another one right over there. And one right there. You gotta watch, you can really step on these. There's one there that like it broke off. There's another little one. Have to look at this area pretty good here. Another little guy. Yep, 4 of them. Well, stepped on him. I looked up. I could see this thing from, I don't know what I am, 30, 40 feet away. There's some of the big ones. There's another one right over there. These are more out in the open where the light's getting to them. The other ones were more in the shade, but there you go. There's a nice morel there. That's a big guy. Another one over here. Small one right there. Yeah, you can see them from a distance. Pretty exciting. There's one I stepped on. That's what makes it fun when you look out and see them babies standing up there. See, this is more in the open. It's getting light. Sun's coming out. Here's one right here. A little darker one. That guy's been up probably for a day or so. Trying to dry out. A couple of them. Yeah, still pretty dark. Early morels. Oh, I've been out for almost 2 hours. Getting ready to head in. Found me a nice mess of mushrooms. These are still darker early mushrooms here for Illinois, but probably about a half a pound there. Heck yes, I'm very happy to find anything. Yeah, it's nice being outside, sun's coming out. Probably around 60 degrees. Used to find, 5 or 6 pounds going through this area here. Several years consistent. But a lot of the elms have died off, American elms. This used to be full American elm. Here's one here laying down. But they pretty much a lot of them have died off over the years. But have to go look for new patches all the time because they're not consistent. You'll find some one year, next year you won't find them one. Plus the weather's probably got something to do with it, who knows. That's why they call them the elusive morel. You can find 3 pounds in your backyard or go in the woods and hunt for days and not find a one, so kind of strange. But yeah, I'm thankful I got what I got. That's day 3 in the books. It's May 12th today. It's a little overcast. It's around 70 degrees. I'm gonna give this place one more shot. The big yellow sponges should be up. Last time I was here was like 5 days ago. I was still finding the small, darker ones. But we haven't had any rain. It's been really dry. So I'm not sure what's gonna happen today, if I'm gonna find anything at all, but come along, let's see what we find. But the ground cover is really thick now. Just in a few days. You can barely even see the ground now. The big elm tree there, American elm. Mosquitoes are all over this place. Well, I've covered all my patches. I haven't found one mushroom. Just a lot of mosquito bites. It's just amazing how these mushrooms disappear. So when you find them, you got to really stay on top of them. Because one day you come out and there's nothing. But yeah, not too good today. I don't see any for sale on Facebook. There's only a few people who are selling them. So it's probably a pretty bad season for Illinois this year, not in my area anyway. I really haven't heard of a lot of people find them. Mosquitoes are just devouring me here. It's amazing, them things come out overnight. It's like, wow. I was out here the other day, never got bit by one. Now I'm getting attacked just a few days later. But yeah, this don't look too good today. Very thankful I found what I found. Probably around 3.5 pounds. This stuff here is really thick. I'm gonna try to go up here. Oh, I'm gonna stay with it. Maybe I might find one or two. This doesn't look good today. Lots of mosquitoes. This looks like a really good mushroom tree here. Dead elm with the bark still on it. American elm. And nothing. Not a thing. Well, I walked all through my patches. Completely nothing. Not a one. Just a lot of mosquitoes attacking every second of the way. It's just strange that the mosquitoes can find you so quick. You come in the woods, it's incredible. But yeah, that concludes the mushroom season for 2026 for me. Foliage is really coming up. It's getting hard to see the ground. Kind of means it's about over with. Here's one of the Jack in the Pulpits fully up. Got a thing there that has, I guess, has a scent on it. It draws insects in, and they fall down in there and can't get out, and it consumes them. Jack in the Pulpit. I showed you one earlier on in the video that wasn't quite out yet, but there's what they look like. One more thing I want to say, before you eat anything in the wild, make sure you're 100% sure what you're eating. It only takes one time, make you sick or take you out. You don't want that, so just be careful. I always stay with the morels. They come up in the spring. I don't know a whole lot about the other stuff, but not real educated on it, so I stay with what I know. There's a nice dead elm. and nothing. That should have all kinds of mushrooms underneath of it.